All right, you guys, here we are. Has the background of this screen always been the inside of the boat, or is it dynamic and it's adapted to where we're at in the game? Because this is where we're at in the game. Either way, we're playing Ace Attorney Chronicles. I am back on camera looking not quite like somebody that would sell you drugs, but definitely like somebody that would buy some drugs, which isn't necessarily me. It's not me. Depends on when you catch me. At this current time though, it's not me. So we are playing this, if you'll remember. Apparently I've killed somebody again. I haven't, if you'll believe me. Oh, he died. Oh my god, it was Kazuma. Oh my god. It's been about a week since I last played this, and I think as a coping mechanism, I forgot that I've lost him. But I can't sit here and scream and mourn. I did that enough last time. Yeah, let's actually move forward with the game. Let's converse with this beautiful woman who, not only is she beautiful, she's smart enough not to trust a man who's been accused of murder twice. Hello, converse. Oh, now I gotta look around. Examine, if you would. First thing I'm looking at, hey man, is that statue. I pointed that out last time. There's something very interesting about this knocked over statue. What do you call, like, it's like a trophy, a statue? Do y'all remember the Thinker in the first two Phoenix Wright games? Now that was a statue. The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, they've all toppled the same way. And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Poseidon doesn't have arms. He has fins. Poseidon's just a pufferfish. And I guess Poseidon does have arms in most depictions. He's always buff and kind of like hot. And you don't have to be buff to be hot. If anything, for me, it works against you. But sometimes buff people have soft titties. If you have hard muscle titties, I'm sure you're proud of them, so you don't need my approval. Good, because you're not getting it. Hard muscle titties? What's the point? Give me some soft fucking... You know what I'm talking about. And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea falling over as well. Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything moan down at once. Moan. I wonder if perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? Seems like a struggle, babes. I seriously doubt it. Then perhaps it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage. I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Well, duh, you did a murder on the way as well. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Most definitely, because it's also kind of the way he fell over. Well, I'll just set everything straight. Don't! Oh my god, why would you do that? She's a fool. She's smart, but she's not a genius. I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess, woman. It's a joke, I'm kidding. Bitch. Come on. She did it. Did she do the murder? Did she do the murder? No, Suzato wouldn't do the murder. But why is she hiding evidence? She's not so stupid to, like, tamper with the scene. And I know that she knows that because she specifically said, I'm gonna watch you look around the room so that you don't tamper with the scene. She's very aware of the power of tampering with the scene. So then why did she just do it? I don't think she did it because that would be fucked up. But it's also fucked up that my best friend died, so we are not safe from things being fucked up in this game. I don't think she did it, but there's a bit of dissonance there in her doing that. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused, I forget to look around properly. Yeah, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? You don't get away with 2 murders by being a fool. What's this? Oh, they're teaching me how to use the game. Yeah. All corners of this cabin. Thank you, Suzato. Alright, let's do that. Let's suppose my field of vision. We don't need all this. Can I just drag it as well? No, I can't. Okay, so I do have to use the D-pad buttons. Okay. I don't want to talk to you. So I did that. What's up with this ink? What's up with this? Fucking skid mark on the ground. Is that a nail? What is that? Somebody lost their nail? What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. I'm already stuttering over my words. And I have an hour of reading to do. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in 2. Looks almost like a bell. Where's the other half of the 2? The It's gotta be somewhere. If it's not in this room, then it's with the murderer. The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit. That is. I'm not sure that sounds like Cosmo. You wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with you. You don't know. Men have trinkets too. What is a cock and balls but the trinket of manhood? And, oh boy. And the mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It has a sort of prick-like hue. A skid mark, baby. Cock and balls and a skid mark. This room is the underwear of the boat. Yes, you're right. It is the color of a brick, isn't it? No, I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. It's also with the other half of the thing. Now, what is this? Is that a chicken leg wearing a chef's hat? That's my dinner from last night. A roast chicken with a chef's hat. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Suzato-san. I did the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate, and it's a struggle. I've been saying that, it's a struggle. Up on the floor. That first case was absolutely bonkers shit nuts. Let's not forget about that. Like, as a first case, that, like, the logic was fucking everywhere. Hopefully, oh boy. Let's see how the rest of the game goes. Kazuma-san didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right, so he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Oh no! Does that mean? Maybe he died of hunger. Poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly. It's just too horrible. Oh, now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Okay, well, that's a little fucked up. He died hungry. Well, good, then he didn't have to shit himself when he died. Now, what is this right here, baby? Did Kazuma write that before he died? Looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. But what did he write, and why is it in Russian? Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing because I don't speak fucking Russian. What is this? What's the letters? They call them acrylic letters? It's not acrylic. But you know what I'm talking about? Cyrillic? I might be onto something. You tell me. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruto-san. What? Then what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Oh boy. Okay, and then let's look at the whole fucking desk of toppled stuff. This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have... Investigating's boring, bitch. I know you're bored. Sit the fuck down and get over it. We are investigating. The game's making us do it and we're having fun. Sit down. This is not boring, actually. Sit down. I know what this is, like, the pacing of this is. Ooh, but we're having fun. Fucking scenes, setting the scene. World building. So he'd be writing Japanese like London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. That's a little, I mean, it took 5 months to get there, to be fair. It looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means what? He was in the middle of writing when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Yeah. Oh. I don't trust her. That's out of the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private... Which is the point. We love privacy. I'm a big fan of privacy. But I'm also a big fan of being nosy. No, I don't like being nosy, but I like to know things. But I'll get it from the person. I'll just be annoying and be like, please tell me. What if it's something important, something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. I want to know so bad. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? They published Kurt Cobain's fucking journals after he died. I mean, he's already dead, but I would have killed myself. Oh my god, Kurt. Maybe you left on time. I'm 29 years old. I remember before I turned 28, I was like, if I'm gonna die, because I used to be a bit suicidal. Not when I was 27, but like, you know, oops. But I'd always like, I gotta do it at 27. And then when I was turned 28, I was like, it's now or never, baby. You know, speak now or forever hold your peace, because you can't die an icon at 28. Which I'm now 29. I just had a birthday in August. We talk about age. That's just bad. Not interesting. This vent is real curious. This pipe is real curious. What more do you want in a relationship than to vent and then get piped? Am I right? Probably not right if you're like a straight man who doesn't. Some straight men like to get piped. Pegged, we call it. But plenty of men also don't. And that's cool too. I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. Vent is short for ventilator. Maybe, or ventilation. You don't think about that often. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin, and people and gases. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to. You're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough. Or something like that. I suppose maybe that's it. Oh! Get off that desk! Who the fuck? He's a freak. He's not right in the head, but we love him. Who the fuck is that? He was not there a minute ago. As far as I can tell, he looks like he might be white and European. Oh my god. Actually, I'm not gonna talk about world affairs. But we love Europeans. White people are cool. Black people... I can't just say white people are cool. Well, you can. And I'm gonna, but I want you to know that I love everybody. Okay? Okay, how the fuck did he? You've noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know? No, Sherlock Holmes. I don't fucking know Sherlock Holmes, bitch. No, I don't have any fucking foreign friends or acquaintances at all. I'm a little xenophobic. I'm trying to work on it, though. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about it. He seems like an eclectic, a character, a flamboyant. He looks like a... What do we call that? He's queer in a way. And I don't mean queer as an F slur, I mean queer as an oddity. And he's investigating Cosmo's desk, or is he just playing on it? I get like a giant baby? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk to him. Am I just imagining, or does Suzato-san look almost uncontrollably she has a crush? Excited. By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, you press A on people when they're in the crosshairs, like ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Directions we don't really need. And then, oh, and then I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Do I have a crush on him? Why do I keep saying suspiciously tall? Get him in my sights. I like that, one second, go back. The move button has a fucking buggy. Oh my god. Old-timey ass. You know I hate old-timey ass shit. Excuse me. Excuse me. Do you have a moment? Sheesh. This is a critical point in my investigation. I don't know how to do another voice for another person. I don't have it in me, and I'm not doing a British accent. What if I did and it's really obnoxious and we did it for like 100 parts of this fucking playthrough? Would you stop watching? Nobody's watching actually, so. My last video got like a decent little handful of views, and I was like, where did this come from? And a lot of people were like, Japan. So Hey guys, I'm sorry I'm like a really big, dumb, loud American. I'm like, I love Americans and I love that I'm big and I'm dumb and I'm loud. But I don't know if you guys have the same taste and tolerance for it that I have. So, hey guys, how's it going over there? I saw y'all were making Barbie memes about 9/11 because we had Barbie Oppenheimer memes, and then you guys were like, hey, Oppenheimer dropped a bomb on us, and you guys were like, teehee, Oppenheimer's so cute. And so you guys were like, what if 9/11? And I was like, fair. And I really like the movie Oppenheimer. Don't yell at me. Okay, maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little he's not unfriendly. Sherlock Sholmes seems quite friendly to me. Yes, I'm sorry if you can hear my chair squeaking. I don't know. My ass is just too juicy. It's trying to figure it out down there. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. No, I want to. Where'd he go? Good evening, goggles. White man in goggles. Ah! Take the goggles off. You have beautiful eyes. What exactly are you doing on Cosmo's desk just now? I shouldn't like him, but I do. Ah, I see. Fascinating. Hmm? Sorry? What do you see? It feels like he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. Take off the goggles. Meet me eye to eye like a man. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. Talk like a normal person. Internal nebula. Crystalline. You know that one? It's a Bjork song from Biophilia. It was the first promotional single from Biophilia. Came out in, I believe, 2010, 2011. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Afghanistan? My dad went to Afghanistan. He's a Marine. Hoorah, fucking Semper Fi, whatever you want to fucking say. What do fucking Marines say? They say Semper Fi. What's hoorah? Is that Army? Is that I don't know. I'm not a Marine, but I do use my Navy Federal account. I do use my USAA. I did used to get my military discount with my military fucking ID card before I lost it. I also, one time when I was in Canada, in the province I was in, Saskatchewan, because most of drinking ages in Canada are like per province are 18. Mine was 19, but I went clubbing when I was 18, and I was just like super drunk and high, just in a pair of underwear at a gay club. I don't like clubs, by the way. And this man said ID please, and I gave him an American military ID. And I was not old enough, and he just let me in because he probably was like, I'm not even gonna try to figure this out. Thank you for your service and have fun. Also, my dad said in Afghanistan, the Canadians were good people to like work with. He said the British people kind of were like, not lazy, but they like, and again, I wasn't there. I'm like saying what he told me. Or what I remember him telling me. I'm not even saying he said this. I might have heard him wrong. But that they weren't careful. Like, they didn't care. Like, they worked, but they didn't care. They weren't diligent. You know what I'm saying? But he said the Canadians were good. I've been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not you're wrong. Buddy, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry? What? And now, whilst venturing toward foreign crimes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, that's true at least. But how? How the, I was giving him her voice. How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most fucking elementary, my dear fucking Susan. It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Don't be a cocky cunt, because I want to like you and your fucking oh my god, did I tell you about Professor Pipe, because he's smoking that pipe? If I didn't tell you about Professor Pipe, I mentioned it in one of my other playthroughs, probably Persona, that's where I talk the most, but go watch that. But he's got that nice green pipe. Don't smoke nothing, but that pipe is a nice color, the brown, the green, the gold, beautiful. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native... You what? Not to be racist, but on average, native Russians and native Japanese do tend to look a little different. Typically, I think. I'm white. I'm not Japanese or Russian. I'm American. Or at least I know I'm free. Pledge your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary. I'm supposed to rely on this man to be right about things? You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. And when the beribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. You don't get a call that. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Those are goggles. And you're wrong. Those are lie goggles. Deceit, goggles of deceit. Just to be clear, you're talking about me, are you? Certainly I am. Fuck yeah, he's cool though, he'd be posing though. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? Bitch, where? I don't see one person who fits the bill. Susan, you better get him. Get your mans. So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. What? And you're plotting revolution too? It's shameful behavior. First of all, revolution is not inherently shameful. Rarely is revolution shameful. Revolution, viva la revolution. Period. You won't catch me at a protest. But we stand people burning shit to the ground. We stand people getting burnt to the ground. I am just happy to see the world in progress. That's not a comment on Israel-Palestine. Thank you, because you will not be getting a comment on that out of me. Why? Not because I'm like, teehee, gotta play it safe, but because here's a comment. I don't understand the things. I don't know. And people have this thing, and nobody's asking me. This is not me saying, everybody's bothering me saying, talk about it. Bitch, I ain't got nary a subscriber. Nobody's asking me. But people bother people like, why haven't you talked about this? Da, 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 da. As if they'd rather have a bad take to tear apart and be mad about than no take from somebody. A lot of people, not us, let me not throw myself in the group of like influencers. A lot of people don't know. And that's okay. And you know, we all have a bit of a duty to be informed, especially when things are close to us or when we have, I don't know, when we carry certain obligations. But if you don't know, don't speak. I don't know what to tell you. But my opinion is crimes against humanity are crimes against humanity. I don't care who perpetuates them. I saw this thing today, and I don't keep up with news, and it was like, how can you side with fucking these people? They fucking shot the Israelis right at, like, they shot women in their own beds. Here's the thing. They shot somebody laying in their bed, but that bed was stolen from them. And here's another thing. That's not me saying, kill him. No. Because I don't think it's right. I don't know what to tell you. And also, I think a lot of people are equating Hamas to Palestinians. Whether it's because due to ignorance, due to, oh, they voted them into certain positions, or they're siding with them. I don't know, but there's a difference. To my knowledge. No, there's a difference. Not to my knowledge. Actually, this has gone too deep, but in summary, at this point, everybody's wrong. I don't stand with either major player in this, whether that's Israeli government, Hamas, or even Palestinian government, because not a big fan of those fucking people either. But the people of these countries, by and large, are innocent, are good, are... So it sucks to see these evil entities throwing these people at each other. That's it. That's all. I'm sorry to go into that for too long. It's shameful behavior, Naruto-san. Absolutely wicked. Boy, is it. Yeah, man, I got fucking Susano chopped again. Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. Sorry for talking about Israel and Palestine, and right after I said I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eye. Oh, for pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary. Fucking obviously. Oh, forgive me. And as for you, what the fuck kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your stupid white head. I love your pose though. Your posing is pretty cool. Ah, but what was I not right? Whilst venturing toward foreign crimes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yes, that much is fucking obvious. Ha! There you have it, you see. What do you make of that, hmm? Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England. I'm cuffed. I forgot I was still cuffed. Oh. And I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Get him, bitch. I know my words. Also, am I speaking Japanese to this man? Does Herlock Sholmes speak Japanese? Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles. What the fuck is a trifles? Trifling, good for nothing type of brother. Oh, silly me, oh, why have I found another? What song is that? It's Destiny's Child. Trifling, good for nothing type of brother. Me. What is that? It's not. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my automobile? I don't think you do. So you and me are through. Ew, is that this? We have to move forward. You see, I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right. Today's a dub, bud. I don't think you introduced yourself, bud. With your fucking necktie, fuck you. I love him, though. I know I'm dragging him to hell and back, but I do love him. So far. He could be White Devil, for all I know. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. No, we met White Devil. That was Giselle Brett. She was the White Devil. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women. What about non-binaries, you uninclusive white fuck? I'm sorry I keep just calling him white. It's just like, so far he's been like, the white person. Oh, you beautiful fucking basic ass man. The inimitable Herlock Sholmes. So, it's really you? The actual Herlock Sholmes? The very same. The inimitable, like inimitatable, but inimitable. I used to be able to speak. When I was younger, I used to hear people stutter over words and struggle to read, and I'd be like, idiot, get an education, dumb. I was a nice kid, but like, I really thought couldn't be me. At some point in later life, my tongue became tied, my ADHD became fucking supercharged, and I became perfect. Actual Herlock Sholmes. Don't get fucked up. Don't say Sherlock Holmes. That family is litigious. Do you know this man Suzato-san? I don't know whose voice is whose. Do you know this man Suzato-san? The most famous detective in the world? Naruhodo-san, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. What planet have I been living on then? We must ask him what he's deduced. So far, he's 0 for 1 with deductions. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? I gotta fucking converse all-stars with him. Great detective? Then get something right. Tell me my future. Read my fucking palm or something. So you're a great detective, are ya? Sorry, what was your name again? Herlock Sholmes, the inimitable. Inimitable? Indeed, I'm no other than the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Okay, I see. You are German? Herlock? You're not German, are you German? No, I have no her. I have hair. Please, call me Sholmes. Okay, he said her. Get your hair done, get your nails done too. What song? That's another Destiny's Child song. Ladies, leave your man at home. Hey, it's 11:30 and the pocket's full grown. Ladies, you live with a man. It's 11:30 and the jumping. Sorry, it's one of Destiny's Child kick tonight. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Oh yes, Rantst magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially. Ooh, she rich though, huh? Imported magazines. Do they take 5 months to get to you? Ah yes, here it is. The Adventure of Sherlock Holmes. Was Sherlock Holmes a real person? Is there a Google in here? Okay, Google. Was Sherlock Holmes a real person?
On the website Britannica.com, they say Sherlock Holmes is a fictional character created by the Scottish writer Arthur Conan Doyle. However, Conan Doyle did model Holmes's methods and mannerisms on those of Dr. Joseph Bell, who had been his professor at the University of Edinburgh Medical School.
Thank you. Not a real person, but he's like loosely, seemingly, based on somebody that was real. So you're the protagonist in a series of short stories then? Indeed I am. And you've read so many of your own stories you've started to think you really are a detective. Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. I do take him for that right now, so. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusted biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Period. Pose. Why, this very moment I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really, I can't work out whether or not I should take this man seriously. I've taken him serious. He's got some serious fucking moves. Deduction, you see, is to me a science, logical reasoning in its purest form. A science? Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. Ooh, like an interrogator. My dad also, when he was a military police, he did interrogations. And one time he threatened to put a catheter in a man because this man kept saying, I need to pee, I need to pee. And my dad's a good person, I promise, but that man must have been annoying. My dad never threatened to put a catheter in me. We'll drink to that. And I'll release that naturally without a catheter. Is that ableist to say, to brag about? There is this. Never mind, we don't need to talk about the Twitter porn star with the colostomy bag. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture, fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All these things are data. I'm a skeptic. I don't know why Rionosuke is a fucking skeptic. I'm a believer. Sherlock's got me. I guess. He's been wrong today, though. Right. And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. Isn't intuition just like somebody that like really quickly and subconsciously processes that information and makes deductions? So I think that's what I do. I am quite the intuitive, if I do say so myself. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. Oh, he's so cool when he flicks his hat. He's such a pompous, cocky fucking fella, but I like him. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. Wrong. How can he look me in the eye and claim that? You're crazy. I also like that he looks adult-aged. I don't know, something about that's really sexy to me. So you see, I have a turn for both observation and for deduction, and fame. That is what makes me the one and only. We get it. Sherlock Holmes. I like his jacket. Cosmo's death. I asked him one question, he said all that. Oh, we're gonna be here all night. I got 3 questions to get through. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow. Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. He loves his name. I see. In other words, he's the reason I'm cuffed. I feel like falling in love. Ooh, you know that one? That's called Cuff It. Cut it out. Cut it out of the video. That one was bad. I'm in these now because of him. When I became anxious about Cosmo-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Unprompted, unasked, unwarranted. Yes, luckily for everyone, he is something. He's gonna be by my side this whole game, I believe. Is he on the front of the game cover? Let's see. Do I have the game cover over here? I feel like falling. Yes. I have a lot of Switch games. Not to brag. Oh, where is he on? Oh, he's in the background of the box. See, what's crazy? We've been over it. Let me make the video big. We went over this last time, but we really need to go over it again. Let's not make it that big. That's too much. You'll see front and fucking basically center on the box is my dude Cosmo right there. He's dead. But then, very far kind of faded into the gradient in the back, fucking looking sexy as fuck, is our dear Herlock Sholmes. But it seems like Herlock Sholmes plays a much bigger part. So like, what the fuck is this box art doing with its prioritizing of people? Regardless, luckily for everyone, the great detective Herlock Sholmes was on board. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. Come on. The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh really? Two facts, you say? Now I got three more. Oh, my video is still big. Let's shrink that down. Ow. I got more questions. What are we at? Oh boy. Okay, two facts. Tell me these two facts, mate. Mr. Sholmes, tell us please. What two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning? Oh yes, but first let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Okay, yes, I understand. But what were they? Allow me to elucidate. Ooh, big word, baby. Big word. We fucking expanding our minds in this game. At the end of this game, I'm gonna give y'all fucking... I'm not joking, actually. Because every year I do this thing called Phoenix Palooza, which this game is not a Phoenix Wright game, it's an Ace Attorney game, but we're gonna do a Phoenix Palooza for this game at some point. Do it every year, Phoenix Palooza. It'll be the third annual Phoenix Palooza, and on that day, we know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a not spelling test. We're gonna do like a grammar, what do you call it? What do you call when you get, you're in third grade and they give you the list of words, and you have to like know what they mean. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. I don't feel like taking a note, so I'm gonna just take a picture of that word. Oh, there, it's off the screen. I gotta type it down, elucidate. What do you call that? When you have the words, you know what I'm talking about? It has like a name. Grammarly? No, that's the fucking extension that they want you to use. Okay. The two facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number 2, the victim, ooh, so it was not me, because I'm not Russian. The victim? Cosmo was not Russian either. The victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Okay, hold on, Mr. Sholmes. What made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the I was right that it is fucking Russian. Period, get at me. I know I called it acrylic, but I was right that it's Russian. Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. What? That is the Russian word for wardrobe. Oh my god, but he can't write in Russian. Do you really think Cosmo-sama could have left a dying message in Russian? In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. My tongue's always up in my head. For this young man, Russian. He's not Russian! Cosmo was Russian? Was he? No! Initially, I considered Garderob may be the name of a killer, a certain Robert Gard, perhaps. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong to not look inside the wardrobe there at least. Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly? Quite so. I found you, the renowned Russian... What? Revolutionary killer. Why is it that I'm Russian too? What is in his pipe? Because he's a little quacky. I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And your crazy deductions. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the tradition. What is wrong with dress of the Russian people? Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of Russian people? I had no idea. And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. Oh, I'm getting a little snarky. I like this for me. I took a photograph of the victim and the message that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. I love how like boldly wrong he is. I'm not even joking. I do love it about him. The conviction. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered before the body was removed. Yes, Cosmo had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. That's sad. I don't like that. I want to see that. Get that out of here. Are you alright, Mr. Oh, she cares about me even though she thinks I did it. Mr. Naruhodo? Oh. Yes, thank you. Got the photograph. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russian before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all of that? Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me? Toxic gossip train. That's what this is. His reason of deduction, his train of reason is just the toxic gossip train. But instead of grooming kids, it's murder. Comment down below, which do you think is worse to do? No, I'm just kidding, sorry. Would you rather groom a child or murder an adult? Would you mind never mind. Ooh. Would you mind explaining the train of reasoning to me, do you think? Hello, what? Certainly, if it interests you. How many times? I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian. Good deduction just now. Can we talk about your deduction before? The things you concluded about me, I mean. Ah, the now famously What are you talking about, famous? He's crazy. He's, you know what he is? He's what the kids call delulu. This man is deluded, and like, I love it about him. He's charming. He's a fucking nutcase. He's like, just so boldly wrong, and sure, I love him. Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in. Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part? Ah, yes, the more sordid details. I love sorbet. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads... Oh, that doesn't look like me at all. You think that's me? Revolutionary violin Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. Are we going to Shanghai soon? Wait, if we're going to Shanghai, how would I be fleeing Shanghai? That's our next stop is Shanghai, isn't it? This vessel made a port of call at Shanghai. Oh wait, we were in Shanghai yesterday. I don't know what's happening. Me and him both, I guess. Both of us don't know shit. This vessel made a port of call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Cosmo a Russian? It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Cosmo-sama wrote on the floor. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. There is a picture of that man on the cover, and you have me right in front of your eyes. Do you think that could be me? Sholmes, do you have... I feel like Sholmes is working off of echolocation exclusively. I feel like he cannot see. So we have to be patient with him because he actually might just be a dolphin, which would explain why he looks like that. He kind of looks like a dolphin man. Don't you fucking SA me, you little freaky dolphin boy. I do find you charming though. It wouldn't be SA because I'd get into it. We have to stop. We hitting topics today that I'm not supposed to be hitting. I don't have the tact, the nuance, the intelligence to touch on SA, to touch on grooming, to touch on Palestine and Israel. I dropped out of high school and then I dropped out of community college. What do you talk about? Talk about politics. That's the joke. There are valuable opinions at all levels. To say that only college-educated people should have opinions is so exclusionary? Exclusion? I should have gone to college. But no, if anything, people in college are dumb as rocks, but not like in a Republican way of like the liberal schools, but in like a... I just think the academia is fucking garbage. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, a violent Bolshevik. No. How could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face. Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary. If you weren't a handsome, sexy white... He's not sexy. If you weren't a handsome, charming white devil, this would be irritating. Oh, but he does the pose and it's all okay though, right? Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. He's got a point with that one. He might be, I'm believing him. Oh, please. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blow... Also, Susan, you were just with me in Japan. You know that I'm not... Susan, you know better than all this. Why are you not speaking up? What about the other details? The 16 victims... Crystal Tower. Ah, yes. The journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake. You didn't answer her question. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters? I wonder. And what about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan? Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik is recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where even is it anyway? This Afghanistan place. Here, take the paper for yourself as a little memento of this great deduction. You're insane. Oh, thank you. I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages. I see no rubbish bin nearby. But I see no rubbish bin nearby. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well. On the back. Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't fucking hope to read it. That's gonna come into play later, I'm sure. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. There might be a picture or two. Should I check it out right now? Doink. Oh, she's pretty. We got some ballet. We got a pretty girl. Pretty girl. She's got very pretty. Her eyes are saying something. This is interesting. Have you found something relevant, Naruhodo-san? Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting. It's just a beautiful photo. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No, nor can I, believe it or fucking not. But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? I think she's a dancer. She's very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you? What does that mean? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article. Ah! Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. You think I'm Russian, but you don't think I can speak Russian? Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima... Oh, I was right, she's a dancer. Prima ballerina of the Novavish ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? Because it's not native. Anything not native is kind of like weird for a brain to retain. It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing. How do you mean she's in costume if she's missing? You don't know what she's looked like. She's missing. She's assumed in costume. It wouldn't appear she's in costume, though. Wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worthy some 20,000 rubles. I don't know what the fuck a rubles are worth these days. Oh, how much is... Period. Me and Rihanna's K? Same bitch. How much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money. Suzato-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is the property of the Novavish Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. Yeah, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. I don't like that we're seemingly giving the tiara equal fucking importance as the actual human life, but hey, it is what it is. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? It does seem to be the Russian thing to do. Still to this day. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo. Did I say something racist? Sorry, I don't know what I said. Okay, so we did that. What's next? What were you just investigating? Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? Kazuma. Ah, yes, the victim. Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. You were fucking on that thing like a monkey. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London Diary. Cosmo is keeping notes of the trip. Ah, but... I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people. Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate. Elucidate, bitch! Jot it down. We're gonna do a fucking word checklist thing. I'm gonna find the... What did you call it? It's not a spelling bee. That TV behind me is real bright. I would like to darken it. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. How have I been talking to this man? Because I don't speak English. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Suzato takedown is. Get him, bitch. Suzato, don't be afraid to chop him because he's white. Tall, handsome white men can be chopped. Suzato-san, aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean? You cannot. Oh, women. It's a joke. It's so fucking unfair. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely, this diary belonging to the victim, it would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray to be precise as to details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, milkado. Nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. That's how he laughs. So what was all that showing off about before then? If you'd be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. That TV behind me is so bright and ugly, bitch. I'm sorry that my backdrop looks like that. I changed rooms. Well, actually, no, I didn't. Same room. I changed a lot of things in my home. My old backdrop used to be better. But my life doesn't revolve around getting 4 views on YouTube. So sometimes I make concessions. I'm much obliged, my dear. Obliged, my dear madam. The final entry here in Cosmosaurus' diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. 123. I can hear a faint whistling sound. A whistling sound? Something through the vent? These are very deep waters. Pray go on. The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. It looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the... Wasn't the speckled band a snake? They didn't poison him with a snake in a vent somehow, did? That would be silly. They did not put it... No. A speckled band? What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before. The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring... It's right over there. It's over there. No, it's right there. To the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. Cosmo's diary has been entered the court record. DDD evidence. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least. Do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. Pose! The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I'm still too long, the seasickness takes hold. Oh, I suppose you're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to? Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. Should I put one of those words in the fucking grammar list? No, stagnation's easy. Exaltation's easy. Yeah, we'll do exaltation. I'll add that to the list. Y'all better be studying your words. So yes, I intend to investigate, hence the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Then... Oh, I can't even. I was like, can I show ID? Is there any way I can reason with this man? And no, he is delusional. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter, no? There's no point trying to turn it into a question. There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. What the fuck are you talking about, bitch? You're insane. You must be joking. You just said it a moment ago. Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too. You're quite sure? Is he? He got something in his head that's not right. Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said that you had the face of a criminal, you know? Not really. So what were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. What the fuck are you on to? Quit flicking your hat and give me truth. I'm tired of the delusion. Well, anyway, that was then and this is... That was then, this is now. You wanna love me, but you don't know how. What is it? You wanna trust me, but you don't know how. I'm never gonna mess around, let you down, can't you see? That was her, and that was meaner than me. Get a grip. That's an old Dream song, if you know that one. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Now he's just being plain rude. Oh, he faded it though. Poof, he said, goodbye. And off he goes, having just laughed in my fucking face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Herlock Sholmes. Naruto-san, what are you just standing there? Do you fucking believe in me or do you believe in that fucking quack of man who I love? That behind me is too bright. I know we're about to close this video, but I just want to go... I'll fix it later without you guys here. We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can... She did not just cut them in half. After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just gonna roll over and accept your fate? Oh, if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. As if you gave me any choice. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Good idea. The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of it. I cannot believe he's dead. That's so fucked to me. And bring the real culprit to justice. We never talked to this man standing right here, and we're not going to today either, because I have to go. I have to go wash my wig so I can go to dinner with my mother tomorrow. I gotta go see why that TV is so bright, because in the future when I'm recording, I want it on but dimmer. Alright, about as dim as fucking Herlock Sholmes' deduction skills, but for now, thanks for hanging out. I did not drink much water while we were recording today, so my throat is fucking killing me. Thanks for hanging out. I'm fucking loving this game. I'm glad I picked it back up. Alright guys, bye.